Do you want to organize your classroom for more student engagement? Of course you do. We all do. Well, in this video, I'm going to go over 3 areas where you can increase engagement in your classroom. First, let's talk about the old way. The old way is to have single-person desks in perfect rows and perfect columns throughout your room. Now, this does have a place in certain settings if you're taking a standardized test, if there's a demonstration on the front of the board that everybody needs to see, or possibly if you have such a large class size that there's no hope of collaboration without chaos. But at the same time, this type of setup tends to be a little boring. Area number 1 is your classroom and desks. First thing I want you to do is stand in the center of your classroom and turn a full 360. You notice that you have 4 walls. All 4 of those walls can be used for educational purposes. By using all 4 walls, you're taking the learning focus away from the front of the room and you're creating the entire environment where learning is taking place. Along with that, if you have any influence at all on having tables versus desks, always go with tables. It's going to give students more room to do work. They can have a book open, they can have their Chromebook, they can have their worksheet or whatever project they're working on. They can work together, and they can also share with other students. If a student, say, forgets their book, they can simply share a lot easier with a table versus a desk. Now, if possible, you can get these desks that have a whiteboard built right into the top, and that's next level stuff because now you have students can write directly on the desk without fear of getting in trouble. So now that you have your tables, try to arrange them the best you can in groups of 4. Now that's going to do a bunch of different things for you. First off, it promotes conversation because students are physically looking at one another and they can have much better conversations on whatever topic you're discussing that day. Also, when it comes to collaborating, it's very easy to collaborate with your shoulder partner, especially if you're reading or working on some project because you're both facing the project and you're right next to each other. You can also work with your face partner, especially if you're just having a quick discussion or brainstorming ideas, because again, you're looking directly at them. And you can also have conversations with your cross-country partner, just to mix it up. And the beautiful thing about having tables of 4 is even if a student or 2 is absent, you still have tables of 3. And those tables of 3 can collaborate almost as well as a group of 4 and better than a group of 2. The third area that you can improve your classroom for engagement is proximity. Now, if we go back to the first area, which was using all 4 walls of our room, now there isn't a back. And again, this goes to that idea of providing an entire environment conducive to learning as opposed to just everybody focus on the front of the room. Now, as a teacher, I really like to have my tables spread out so that I have what I call the runway right down the middle of my classroom. And that allows me to be close to every student within just a few seconds. And if we're working on a project, it allows me to move quickly from one table to another, answer questions, and see how everybody's doing. And the last point I'd like to make on proximity is leave room in your classroom for students to actually meet up, to stand up, get out of their desks, and go meet up in small groups around the room, possibly around one of the 4 walls that you have set up. In the comments below, how do you set up your classroom for student engagement? And if you're getting value out of this video, please hit like, and you can check on screen right now and find more videos from Teacher PD.